Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. Listen, if you're raising a child right now, you definitely know that overwhelming, knot in your stomach feeling of wondering, man, am I actually doing this right? We'll take a deep breath, because today, we're diving into something incredibly empowering. We're exploring the brilliant insights of Dr. Switha Adatya. She's a neurologist who literally bridges the gap between cutting-edge brain science and time-tested ancient wisdom. We're going to look at exactly how you can actively engineer your child's brain for success, happiness, and just real lifelong resilience. It's a question pretty much every modern parent is asking right now. I mean, today, we see our kids just completely captivated by their screens, right? They resist discipline, they struggle to focus. It is an exhausting daily tug of war. But the million-dollar question here is, can we actually fix this? Like, can we physically rewire the circuits of a highly distracted brain? Okay, let's dive into this. So, here is our quick roadmap for today. First, we'll hit the modern parenting challenge. Then, some groundbreaking insights from a massive 70-year study. After that, we'll break down the 3 distinct stages of parenting, followed by how to rewire the brain through bedtime routines. And finally, we'll wrap up with ancient multisensory rituals for brain growth. Let's get right to it. Section 1, the modern parenting challenge. Raising kids today is just vastly different, mostly because of these intense digital distractions. We're really looking at 2 entirely different brain states here. When a kid is just mindlessly scrolling on a tablet, it creates this fast artificial dopamine loop. It's a tiny, hollow hit of pleasure that literally destroys their real-world focus. On the flip side, active sensory engagement, that builds actual robust neural pathways. Now, Dr. Adatya points out something super profound. Just telling your kid, hey, don't look at the screen, it completely fails. It's like if I tell you, don't think of a pink snake. Bam, you instantly picture one, right? So to actually win this battle, we have to actively rewire their physiological brain circuits by replacing that mindless scrolling with rich sensory habits. Section 2, insights from a 70-year study. To really understand how to build these healthy habits, we've got to turn to the hard science. And there's this monumental cohort study published in the British Journal that tracked individuals over 70 years. Yeah, 70 years. It spanned 5 generations, starting way back in 1946. They collected absolute mountains of data. We're talking everything from a mother's mental state during pregnancy to early childhood environments, all to figure out what actually creates a healthy, successful adult. And this study highlights a totally staggering number, 700. Between the ages of 0 and 5, 700 neural connections are formed in a child's brain every single second. Yes, every second. Think about that. This means the environment you provide during these first 5 years is absolutely critical. Honestly, wasting even 5 minutes means missing out on incredible neural development. It's like a wildly fast construction zone in there. So here is the really crucial, honestly beautiful takeaway from all this research. The study showed that, yes, poverty can negatively impact brain development, but it is definitely not the ultimate deciding factor. If parents, regardless of how much money they have, spend quality time and are truly emotionally present with their kids, they can completely overcome those environmental disadvantages. You see, children learn through mirror neurons. They literally absorb your facial expressions, your emotional state, the dynamics of your relationships. Your emotional presence shapes their brain so much more powerfully than any expensive toy or fancy tutoring class ever could. Section 3, the 3 stages of parenting. So, how do we practically apply this emotional presence as they grow up? Well, we can actually look to an ancient Sanskrit framework that perfectly maps onto modern neuroscience. We call this neuroparenting. Basically, it's the strategic application of brain science and sensory development to nurture a child's cognitive and emotional growth. You aren't just, reacting to their behavior anymore, you are actively engineering their brain circuits. You're the architect. And this ancient timeline is just beautifully aligned with neurobiology. It breaks down into 3 stages. From 0 to 5 years, the principle is ladayat, which means pure love, nurture, and sensory exploration. This is when those 700 connections per second are just firing away. Then, from 5 to 13 years, the principle shifts to tadayat. Now, this doesn't mean harsh punishment. It's about discipline and shaping. You're essentially the potter shaping the clay. You play good cop, bad cop, and establish core habits and values. And finally, from 13 to 22 years, it transitions to mitrayat, which means friendship and support. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth do you have to switch to being a friend during those chaotic teenage years? Well, it's because of this hard biological fact, the prefrontal cortex. That's the part of the brain responsible for logic, reasoning, and long-term decision-making. And it does not fully develop until around age 22 or 23. During their teenage years, all their brain energy is going into building this cortex, all while their hormones are just raging. So frankly, they are biologically incapable of making perfect decisions. If you try to force strict discipline on them now, they are just going to rebel. You have to be their friend. You have to gently guide their environment and just listen to them openly.
Section 4, bedtime routines and rewiring. One of the absolute best ways to guide this development, especially during those crucial shaping years, was also proven in that 70-year UK study. And it's the incredible power of a strict bedtime routine. To understand why bedtime is so magical, we have to look at brain waves. When a kid drifts off to sleep, their brain enters the theta state. It's the slow brainwave that is essentially the front door to the subconscious. Up until age 13, kids actually spend a massive amount of their waking hours in this theta state naturally, which is exactly why they absorb information like little sponges. But right before sleep, that state is perfectly primed for positive programming. That UK study actually found that children with strict, consistent sleep schedules had significantly better memory, more structured brain processes, and overall better personality development. But it's not just about when they sleep. It's really about what happens right before they close their eyes. During that theta state, you've got to avoid screens entirely. Instead, try engaging in moral storytelling. If you explain to a child why, say, truth is important, while they are in that deep, super relaxed state, it literally wires that value permanently into their subconscious. You're fostering this beautiful, deep connection between the heart and the brain, and leaving an imprint that lasts a lifetime.
Section 5, ancient rituals for brain growth. Okay, so we've talked about modern routines, but now let's bridge the gap to a really powerful daily practice rooted in ancient wisdom, the traditional fire ritual, or hava. Dr. Aditya highlights that these are just incredible neurodevelopmental tools. And this brilliantly illustrates how ancient practices naturally engage multiple senses all at once. You have tratak, which is gazing at the fire, swaha, the deep breathing of medicinal smoke, and chanting. Engaging multiple senses simultaneously like this, it creates the fastest, strongest wiring possible in a developing brain. Let's quickly break down the science of that first step. When a child stares continuously at a flame, that's the practice of tratak. It actually develops fast beta brain rhythms and slow alpha rhythms. Studies have shown that just 5 to 7 minutes of this fire gazing dramatically sharpens the brain, creating this amazing state of deep, calm focus. It is pretty much a natural, profound antidote to the scattered, chaotic distraction of digital screens. And the second and third steps are just as vital. When a child participates in chanting, even if they don't consciously understand the words yet, the rhythm and the sound frequencies actually build subconscious understanding over time. Meanwhile, the deep inhalation of the specific botanical elements used in the fire acts as a sort of medicinal smoke. This helps regulate brain chemicals like serotonin and dopamine, which naturally calms the child down, detoxifies their brain from digital overload, and just significantly improves their overall mood.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. My kid is never going to sit still for this, right? Well, Dr. Aditya suggests tapping into the very same reward system that makes those video games so addictive in the first place, dopamine. You make it a game. Challenge your kid to a breathing competition. Take Brahma-Marie, for example, which is a humming breath. Say something like, hey, let's see who can hum the longest. Can you hit 40 seconds? Maybe 50 seconds? By framing it as a fun challenge where they can actually win, you engage their brain's reward center, making them eager to participate in a habit that physically heals and grows their brain. And that brings us to a really powerful conclusion. As Dr. Aditya says, you are the engineer of your child's future. You really don't need expensive gadgets or elite tutors to build a phenomenal brain. By just protecting their sleep, understanding their developmental timeline, and introducing focused, multisensory practices, you can literally sculpt their neural pathways for a lifetime of resilience and joy. It's amazing. So the question I want to leave you with is this: what small, screen-free ritual are you going to start today to engineer your child's tomorrow? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.